Here we go. And click.
Legion of Creators.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
That part, I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, we gotta
is
get a new
always
version.
very weird.
That's all right.
Yeah,
we're gonna get
we're
a
getting a new.
revamp coming here soon.
Yeah.
So you know,
We got a revamp coming for what? We think episode 40. We have the total revamp.
a
Or
soft
at least some
revamp at
things.
the least.
Okay.
All right.
Soft revamp.
But-
Well, anyway, guys, welcome to Legion of Creators, episode 39. I'm your host, Captain Multiverse, and we're gonna take a trip into the multiverse today because today normally our show deals with we're kind of jumbled around multiverses of different topics, but today we're gonna take a step into the jungles, into planets, into sci-fi, into exciting, fun Predator and Alien primal territory. So yeah, guys, we're gonna be talking about the Predator franchise today. So it's gonna be fun. So we got Kenneth Starr as usual and Luke Dinger, and also guys, you guys don't have to, but I do have the $2 super chats on tonight. If at any point during the show you guys would like to donate, I am splitting all my super chats with my co-hosts here. So if you would like to donate, it's only $2. And it would be greatly appreciated. And now a little house cleaning, guys. Also, I believe it's only $5 to join my membership program. And I just unlocked a new tier for that if you guys are interested in. I'm going to be unveiling some new stuff for the new tier 3 pretty soon. So, little house cleaning before we get started. But, yeah, guys, sorry we didn't do a show on Tuesday. But we just decided that Thursday is going to be the new night. You know, new night, same time, same show, just different stuff. So now I've seen all the films, but I'm going to I will contribute when things are needed. But I want to see Kenna and Luke take this away because they're my Predator experts. So we'll let them go crazy. All right, Luke, you ready? On the spot.
I'm definitely more of a casual Predator fan, so
I know I was being cheeky with you. I know you're casual.
All right. So yeah, Predator Badlands just came out. Let's save Predator Badlands for the end.
That's
right?
what I was gonna suggest. I was gonna say we just go through each of the films and kind of give our take. I was assuming.
All right, yeah, let's do that. And then, all right, let's just see how it goes. I was thinking let's do all the Predator stuff like at the end of the episode in general, but
Oh, did you have other things that you wanted to talk about other than
not
Predator?
even much. Is there really much at all? Like,
well,
I mean,
was
there's been a
gonna say
few Norse stories.
the Welcome to Derry episode 4. We didn't talk about
Yeah,
that.
we haven't really covered that since we didn't do the show yet.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
So,
let's bring that
I
at the
guess
end too. Then I will do that at
Yeah.
the end of Badlands, I guess. Right?
Okay, we
And
can
just
do
save
that.
like the newest
We-
stuff for the very end.
Yeah, I feel like since we want to do this as a Predator special show, and that's our highlighted topic, to keep our audiences interested, I feel it's kind of good to stay with the theme as far as we can. So I feel like we should dive deep into, Predator 1 and kind of just go on. Because it is, we have our limited timeline of the show. We want to kind of focus on the topic that we planned
Right.
on. So,
All right, so Predator 1. This is arguably still strongest Predator in the franchise, right? I think
yeah.
so. So
100%.
I did go and watch every single Predator movie since the last podcast. What a ride. What a ride. So yeah, I mean the first one's like the one I want to rewatch even. Like, it's just great. It's a great 80s movie. How can you go wrong with Arnold Schwarzenegger? I had never even seen it before, which is insane. And I loved it. Like, it was really enjoyable. If you haven't seen Predator, you should watch it. But the rest of the franchise, that's where it gets a little bit iffy. How much are you really invested in the idea of what Predator really is? The first one kind of starts off as like a parody-ish, like you say, kind of like of toxic masculinity, right? I guess of the
Mhm.
80s.
It's because. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure Predator was made specifically to make fun of the very pro-war American soldier movies that came out. I'm pretty sure after the Vietnam War ended, and that was the first time that America lost, and it bruised the ego of the military quite a bit. So that's why there was such a push of very military movies. And then Predator comes out, and it kind of deconstructs that in its own way, and also bringing up topics like toxic masculinity and what it means to be a real man, especially fighting against something that's they even said it in the movie, it's like it's not a man, it's something else, and that's what scares them because they're unfamiliar with it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just get to the chopper, like it's
Classic.
just a
Classic.
classic. It's a
It's a
classic.
classic. Get to the chopper.
If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Now,
Yeah, classic.
then we move into Predator 2, right? And we'll probably revisit Predator 1 throughout this whole thing. But Predator 2, now it depends on who you are. You may love this movie. It's possible. Like, you got Danny Glover running around the city dealing with a predator. You got Gary Busey causing trouble. You don't even know what he's doing. Turns out he's working with the good guys, and it's a weird movie. I saw somebody describe it as a Predator movie that exists in the RoboCop universe. It's what it feels like, and I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Like, probably the most odd thing of the whole movie, I think, is just the ending and like the inside of the Predator spaceship. It's like shiny golden. Like, they never really show anything like that again in the franchise, and maybe it's just because it's a product of its time. But I almost kind of want to see something like that. Was a special ship that Danny Glover went on or something, And yeah, I mean, just Predator in the city. It's just like there's like LA gang wars going on all over the place. It's weird. It's fun. It's like a fever dream of a Predator movie, though, for sure. Then we move on to Alien vs. Predator, right? First one, actually pretty good, pretty decent. It's all right. Did you end up getting to watch that kind of?
No, unfortunately not. I still plan on watching it though, even though it won't be for the episode. But yeah. No
worries. Just curious. So now we got like, okay, there's some pyramid 600 miles underneath Antarctica, and like they go down there and start fucking with shit, and they're all like, oh, we're the smartest scientists in the world, except we're also greedy and we're gonna fuck with these relics, of course. And it's a fun one. I think a lot of characters make really dumb decisions in that one though. And but it's just, of course, it's actually good. Like, it's decent. It's enjoyable enough. Like, it's Alien vs. Predator. It's like everything.
You gotta definitely read the comic, because I didn't know that it was based on a comic first.
Right.
See how different and similar it is.
The whole reason all this started up,
Mm-hmm.
So. Alien vs. Predator 2.
Oh, yeah. I've heard.
That's a bad movie. There's nothing more to be said about that. All right. Like, the first one's cool, and you got ancient, like, pyramid ideas of, like, how old. Like, there's this ancient war, not even really war. It's like there would just be like tons and tons of xenomorphs, and the predators would prove themselves by fighting them off.
Mm-hmm.
and it got to the point where finally like they all died because like the predator self-destructs went off because they couldn't hold it anymore, and like now it's all just relics and shit. And of course like they end up in the sacrificial room and these eggs come up and they release and there come all the new aliens, you know. So but the ending, not to spoil, this is not a spoiler if you haven't seen AVP. I mean, slightly, but it's not really anything about the story. At the very, 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 very end of the movie, the last like scene, last cut scene before black, is just the alien birthing itself out of a predator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, here we go. So
Right.
AVP 2. What is happening? We got an alien predator running around, killing other aliens and other
Let's put
predators. And it's like it's super dark, like color wise, like
it's
it's
not
hard to
they just
see.
were like, let's just mush all our ideas into just one movie, and it doesn't matter. Predator with the alien baby, xenomorph baby, right ahead, do it, put it in the movie. That's what it sounds like.
It was
But actually,
bad.
I think it would have been. I mean, it's it sounds like it's dark, right? Or just like so obnoxious. And I think it would be kind of cool. I think I see the idea there where it's like a predator has some weird hybrid xenomorph, maybe baby, and I think maybe that would be cool to see that again. But I kind of doubt it because I think they're gonna ignore AVP 2 in the future of the franchise, maybe because of how
No,
bad.
I don't think either one of them are gonna be like gonna be a part of anything, to be honest.
I mean, I can see them maybe taking some things from the first AVP, most likely, just a little bit. But yeah, I think they're ready to just move on and kind of do a soft reboot in a way.
Oh yeah,
The
I would
cross.
say so.
Maybe that's what
Which-
we need is something fresh.
Maybe, Joe. Maybe. We'll get into that when we get to Badlands.
Yeah.
So,
I know I was kidding, but okay.
oh, yeah. Well, I hope so. So then we got the Predator. We're out of the AVP movies. We had fun with those. Then we come back to the Predator franchise, the next Predator movie, The Predator. This movie was trash.
No
Like,
wonder the title sounds so original. The Predator. What? You're telling me the Predator is
The
not
Predator.
good?
Oh,
Oh man.
Yeah,
My
the
heart's
Predator.
broken. I couldn't believe it.
Probably the worst Predator movie in the franchise. Like if we're just saying solo Predator movies.
Right, without the AVP.
Yeah, AVP 2, it kind of takes the cake, I think.
Mm.
But this movie is just like, no. They tried to like do some whimsical shit on top of the whole Predator storyline and like just I don't know, man. The dogs come in and like it's so corny and hokey and like it's just not good. I guess you have to see it for yourself to really. I don't even know how to
Describe
put
it.
it. Yeah,
How
I
to
honestly,
explain it.
I kind of want it out of my brain. You know what I mean? Like it's just not good. But after that, this is where the franchise I think gets better. And not everyone agrees with this movie, but we have Predators after that, right? And this one, like, you got a cast in this one. You got Adrian Brody with the lead. You got Walton Goggins in there. You got Danny Trejo in there for a minute, not for long. You got Mahershala Ali. And
Right.
yeah, there's even another someone I don't know the name of, and there's even Lawrence Fishburne. And it's like, damn,
That's
like
pretty
this,
crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this movie, and now it's got corny moments. It's got a few moments I think don't make sense. Oh, and it's got Topher Grace, who is Venom in Spider-Man 3, the first one. But this movie understands the tone of Predator. This movie tries to be like what the first movie was, kind of, but with a bit of a twist. But it goes for that vibe of the first one, and even references the first movie at one point. where like they just referenced the fact that Arnold had lived and he wrote a report based off of how like terrible it was trying to get away from this thing. And they realize where they are. The ending of Predators, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It leaves open for like what would happen. Like they kill the Predators, but like Lawrence Fishburne's been there for years and years, stranded there. Like this movie is not bad. Okay, people shit on this movie because there's not a bunch of background for all the characters, or it doesn't get into a bunch of lore. But it's like that's kind of what the first movie is. It's just like a movie, and it's about survival and this monster, and like you don't really necessarily know what's going on. They kind of try to go for that vibe with this one. I think Predator is one of the better movies of the franchise, to be honest. Like I had a feeling I was going to feel this way just with the cast, because I like a lot of these actors. And but again, like there's a moment where Topher Grace, like he's the doctor, and he falls into a like bear trap that like maims him. Like he cannot walk after that. And the woman that's like a medic helps address his wounds, and like she's carrying him, and then a little bit later all of a sudden he can walk again. I'm over here like, yo, this dude just had his leg in a bear trap. Like he's not full up walking, and like he becomes a bad guy, and it's just like it's just a bad twist. Like there's parts in the movie that just aren't great. I understand like the plot isn't the best, I guess, like, but the tone, they understand the tone of Predator, right? Which is something the next movie, Prey, understands incredibly well, right? Like Prey is, you take the idea of Predator and you basically put a different aesthetic on it. Like you stylize it with another idea that matches along with the theme of Predator, right? So you take like things that are about hunting, right? And you apply that because that's what Predator's already about. So this is like,
proving yourself as the
right.
strong.
Like tribal, tribal hunting, essentially. Yeah, proving yourself. That's part of what the tribe is trying to do. Like you'd have to prove yourself through a hunt that was more about survival than it necessarily was even about proving yourself. Like it wasn't something you wanted to do, but the main character wanted to prove herself so badly, and it like Prey is a really good movie, man. Like Predators was good. I liked it, but it was, it was all right. It was a Predator movie. That's what it really feels like,
Nothing crazy. Yeah.
Right. Prey.
I like Prey. Prey's great.
Is a good Predator movie, but even more so, a much better just movie.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah. You don't need to.
It wasn't connected to the Predator franchise at all. Just standalone.
Right.
Good.
If it was just a demon she was fighting, you could replace it. You know what I mean? Like it's just well written.
Completely, yeah. Some new. It was still good.
It's incredibly
I also think
good.
like what makes Prey, and like obviously I know like this will go into more of Badlands, but like the people who are really into the lore of like Predator and like the complaints of like not having enough background information on some characters, but like you said, the original Predator, we didn't really hardly know anything about the original guys that we first meet. But that's what I think works. I think it's more just like less is more. And I mean, and it just makes me think of like, look at The Thing, that movie, the Kurt Russell one version. Like we don't know hardly anything about those dudes in that situation background before they got there, but we all like, people still liked it and people still like the story. And I think that's just what made the original Predator work in a movie like that. I think it's more fun to learn more of the lore when it comes to the actual species, but I definitely do think that when it comes to the human characters, we don't need that much. And even with the girl in Prey, we didn't know much, but we knew enough. We didn't know every single detail, but we knew enough. We knew where she was from. We knew her dynamic with everybody else in her community, and we knew what her goal was. And that's what made her story good, because if we were just bombarded with so much information about her, I feel like we would have gotten bored of her as a character in a way. Mm,
I mean, I agree with that.
mm,
I think that that's part of all of what every Predator movie that actually is good has going for it, right? Like, I think that's part of why people won't like Badlands. um, because you have an oversaturation of explanations, right? Like, and even to the point of like kind of hitting you over the head with it. You know what I
mhm,
mean?
yeah.
Where the strategy of, like you just said, less is more,
Mhm,
uh, like just applies so much more, like in good storytelling.
mhm.
Show me, don't tell
Yeah,
me.
literally show
Right.
don't tell. Yeah.
That's what movies are supposed to be. So,
Mhm.
another thing too, to jump back to Predator, I may start jumping all over the place at times.
It's all good.
Yeah, but I wanted to at least start in order.
Mhm,
Um, like just like Prey, where it's like you're taking this idea of, like this different way of life essentially, and like how it lines up with the themes of Predator. Like they had somebody that was from the Yakuza as well, and it was a cool moment of like an actual sword fight and just getting a different aspect of somebody else growing up through the ideas of survival and what it means to them. I don't think it was as fleshed out, as good as it could have been, which is maybe the frustration that some people feel with the movie. I
right.
get it. Yeah. So, with Prey on top of all that, like, I just think, incredible female empowerment story, like for the modern age,
Mhm,
like I hate the whole shoehorning that kind of stuff into stuff, but when it is actually well done, it's like, show me the struggle of a character that would have struggles, please. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, everybody wants to be done with the whole like white man protagonist, and it's fine, whatever. I'm cool with whatever protagonist, but just give me like their struggles, man. Whoever
Mhm.
they are, everybody has struggles. It doesn't matter who you
Right. It doesn't
are.
matter who
You
they
know what I
are. And
mean?
I also think people who are, like the people who are really uptight about it is that it's like it's not necessarily we don't want to see no long we don't want to see more white male protagonists because that's just not true because I've said this before a long time ago. It's like we still love Superman, we still love like Batman, we still love all the other superheroes who are, or like just anybody from,
Yeah, but there might be riots if you change them.
well,
But yeah,
yeah, I get that. Obviously everyone's gonna have a different side that they take on, but it's just more like it's it's like, well, at the end of the day, it's like most normal people want is exactly just a good pro tag. Doesn't matter who they are, as long as they're just written well, that people will like them. And I think it's more of like, I personally don't think. I mean, definitely now there's more push of more women protagonists, but I think that's
oh yeah,
because we're just so used to, during the 80s and 70s, is that typically it's mostly male, which isn't a bad like. Not to say all movies with a male pro tag is bad, but like that was the norm for a bit. So I think it's just more of the sudden change to more female pro tags. I think that scares some people because they just don't like the change of it. That's
yeah,
my personal guess on like not trying to like generalization
sure,
obviously of all people, but like I think with some that's how I like that's what I'm personally picking up on.
right. Yeah, no, I mean,
Mhm.
it's almost like no more mutants. They're just getting scared of
No
too much
more.
of not them, essentially, right?
It's like, no, like we're not trying to eradicate you. It's just like we just want better balance.
Right, which
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm all here for. I just want the balance to be well represented, not just have a balance for the sake of it or for the sake of
Mhm.
ticket sales or whatever. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
like show the struggles. Like one thing I said when Welcome to Derry started, and I was like, I've been one of the haters of the show, but I've kind of turned on that.
Mhm.
And I was like, are they even going to show racism in this? Like, and then they did, and I'm
Mhm.
like, word. Good, like I don't want to see things ignore stuff like that,
Yeah,
especially
bring
if
up
they're gonna,
actual issues. Yeah.
yeah, especially if you're gonna be a period piece. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, show what the time was like. Let's not try to forget our history here. Like this is what the world is,
Mhm.
what we lived in. Sure, it's fictional, and maybe you don't want that as a part of your fictional world. I still think though it's important for characters and their development and their like just everything about who they are and their background, and like you're
That's
just taking away an element of
Mhm.
the depth that a character could have,
Mhm.
essentially, so it bothers me on that level, you know what I mean? Like it's just like I think it's a rip off in a storytelling aspect.
I
But
think the problem is like people are like, well, I want to watch my fictional shows to escape reality, which is fair, like 100% fair. I get that, but also we need shows, fictional or not, to have representation because people really do believe anything they see on TV, and that's why we need to have, certain
Mhm.
things shown so that people don't ignore the problems in the real world because it would be just saddening if you just ignored it all and lived in the fantasy land because that's just not how it works. And also like imagine what the people that like, the minorities like they go through that every single day. They have really nowhere to escape to a different, fantasy, right? Not as much as we can, I would say. And that's why we also need just like basic like fantasy or, just whatever fictional world is like. I think there should be a balance of like, with Welcome to Derry being a historical period piece, of course there's going to be issues like homophobia and racism. That makes sense. But I also think it's totally fair to have the other balance where like we have a character who is either a person of color or they're LGBTQ and they're in a fantasy land and they just have fun. They just live their life and it's not a big deal and they're just having fun and there's no, you know, issues. It just like again, it's the balance thing, I think. But that's a whole other that's like another topic. But I really did like Prey, especially because it's not only it's a woman, but it's a Native woman, and Native women have been horribly portrayed in media for years. So it's good. It's a good thing to see a Native woman like the girl in Prey. I feel bad that I don't remember her name. The girl in Prey to be,
I
just like
don't either.
really good.
I don't either.
But she's a really good character because unfortunately the other Native representation, especially female, is either Pocahontas Disney version or Tiger Lily Peter Pan, and those are not great. And then I can't even tell you like another, most.
Well, Welcome to Derry.
Well, yes, Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry. I think Welcome to Derry so far has been doing great. I did think It Chapter 2 had its issues because I think the problem with It Chapter 2 is that it was too vague about them. And then, I do think so far Welcome to Derry has been pretty decent, I will say.
I think it's been. Joe said it just the other day. We were all talking, and he was saying it was one of the most consistent projects of the year.
Mhm.
I have to agree with that. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I can't
like, so
think of
far,
anything else.
And sometimes each episode gets better, better than
Yeah, no, I episode 4 was kind of going slow at first, and
Mhm.
I was like, let's see where it goes. But then it really, really started to take off. I was like, oh wow, like it's just been good. I've just been enjoying it big time. Hey Melissa, how you doing?
Nice to see you.
Hey, Melissa.
Bonsai.
Bonsai, welcome in.
Bonsai. Yeah, no, I really liked Are we still gonna talk? I don't want to change the
No,
topic.
go ahead.
We're
You're
still
good.
on. Okay. We can talk about Derry, I guess, right now. If that's so good.
Oh no. Hold on.
That's
We
supposed
still
to-
on
yeah,
Predator.
Yeah,
We
still on Predator.
Okay. I thought you meant Prey.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Prey.
Okay. So we still got now there's Predator, Killer of Killers. That's
Mm-hmm.
what came out after Prey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an animated film, and it's actually 3 stories. You got the sword, the shield, the sword, and the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it was good. It was enjoyable. I think it's nice. I'd like to get more animated projects of all these types of IPs in general.
Yeah.
Like I wish that we like Marvel Zombies came out recently. I wish Marvel Zombies was good. I wish
Yeah.
Marvel Zombies didn't have to be based off the MCU. I wish it could just be like the comics, and that would be so much fun.
It would be
Like
better.
just
More creative too.
totally. Like I like just different stuff, like it's just fun to consume and like give us something that isn't because when it's just based off the MCU, you already know what it's gonna be like before you
Right.
watch it. You know,
Yeah.
like you're like, all right, I already. And then the second you watch episode 1, you're like, yep, they're doing exactly what the kind of crap I thought they'd be doing. You know, like, and it just takes you out of it. It's not as fun, but that's where like projects like this are very cool. You know, like and
Yeah.
like you get the Witcher animated movies. Like there's a Predator animated movie. We got a Devil May Cry anime recently. There's all kinds of stuff like this. Like and I just like
cool
to see
stuff,
more
for
and more
sure.
animated projects in general. I believe
I
I
would
don't know
really
if it
love
just
an
came.
alien animated. I think that would be really good.
What was that?
An alien animated project.
Oh, I would love an
think-
animated
Be-
alien
because
thing.
I'm just thinking of like the animation because of the way that the xenomorph moves and works in general. You could just go
Right.
crazy. You can go.
Oh
This
yeah.
is so great about animation is that you can just break the rules and be exaggerated and like just there's so many things you can do with it that you can in live action.
I
much
would love to
prosthetic.
see like the game Alien Fireteam Elite. There's rumors about Alien Fireteam Elite 2 being made. If you made like a animated project that coincided with that and the idea of
would be
like yeah, like actual hordes of
Mhm.
xenomorphs and like tie it into the story of the game. Make the game more popular. You make the anime more popular. Like it all just
And
like builds on
the
itself.
general franchise even more popular than it already
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Get more
That'd be
fans.
very cool. But did I tell you? I think I did. That there's like an Alien Survivors game coming out, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh my god, the survival alien game, too cool. But yeah, no, this was cool. So you got your first story, The Shield. It's like older woman who lost her father when she was a
Yeah.
little girl. She
Norse
struggles.
Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got like your different backgrounds for each story. You got the Norse backgrounds in the first one, like Viking type of vibe. And she has like a shield like Captain America, except it's got like a chunk out of it. And she like actually uses that part of the shield that's taken out of it as more of a weapon than like the rest of the shield. It's very cool. I like what they did with that. And like there's this one action scene I really like where she's like running through this field, like this just path of people up to the gate to get to the main guy, and like takes this person out. It's like very swift, smooth through her movements, and then gets to the gate and like shoves her shield in the 2 doors that aren't open all the way, and like ducks under it and dodges the guy's attack, and then like gets behind him and shoves him into the shield and like decapitates him from the part of the shield that's like broken off. It's so cool. Like some of the action is this animated thing was just like very, very fun. And that's why I'd like to see more cool animated projects. It's just they have the ability to do this kind of stuff. Like while your big live action movies, they're like CGI fucking wastelands. You know, like yeah, and it can be cool and everything, but like when it comes to this type of action, I think it's actually much more enjoyable in an animated setting for me. So on to the second story. I don't want to like spoil things either, so I don't want to fully tell them. But then you have the sword. Sorry, I keep like cutting you off just a little bit.
No.
There, it did it again. So the sword, like you have your Japanese background, you kind of go back to like that idea that Predators brought up and like goes into it more, where you have like 2 brothers like fighting and then fighting the Predator, and like actually teaming up together to fight the Predator, which is cool, rather than your typical like one person who is the true warrior, like trying to take on the Predators. So all right, then you move on to the third story. You got the Bullet. This one I think was the best of the 3, and of course, like at the end of it, it brings all 3 together, which is really cool. So, like Torres is your main character, and he is from like World War II, I believe, and he's like trying to be a pilot, and he doesn't know how to fix his plane, and everybody keeps telling him that like he's not a real pilot until he learns how to fix his plane. And it gets to the point where something goes down enough that he's got to get up in the sky, and he's up there and he's like trying to do stuff. His plane starts like getting messed up eventually, and he flies out or he crawls out onto the wing of the plane to like fix the plane while he's piloting it. And like puts a wrench like in the thing so it keeps moving, and it like flies out of the thing, and like the plane turns. He's like barely holding on, and he like pushes the wing down with the flap, and like it evens back out, and he gets it. It was really cool. Like just the action they did in this whole animated project was just like, even though some of it was like really over the top in that way, just the way it was done, it was just fun. Like I had
sometimes
really
over the top is fun.
Yeah, and an animated setting is where it makes the most sense. It's where I can accept it the most. You know what I mean? Like it's where it just works. Like compared to
when you
live
can
action.
suspend disbelief, that's always fun.
And so they all come together after that, and like they all have these bracelets on where they can hear each other's languages in their own language, which is something that Predator Badlands uses. The new movie, which is pretty cool. I like that idea, and future alien technology, that whole thing. So they they're supposed to all kill each other and see who can actually fight like the top predator, and they like Torres finds a way to get the technology broken and get the bracelets off of all of them so they can't be self-destructed Suicide Squad style. And
Suicide Squad style.
Yeah, they all team up and fight the big bad predator, and it's cool. Like it's just fun. Check it out. Like honestly, if you don't even like Predator, like this isn't the worst place to start. I think because it's something that is just fun. It'll take you away into something different that you could like that doesn't really feel like the rest of Predator, really, but still has the right themes and elements in it. Of course, I'm always going to recommend people to watch the first movie. You might need to bear through it for a little bit because it's a little dated in the beginning, but it gets there and it gets good.
It gets good.
It's classic, man. It's classic. You got to watch the first movie. It's classic.
It's amazing. And so now we're going to get on to...
You got to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and get to the chopper now.
What's so funny is that when I first watched the first Predator movie, I didn't know that's where the line came from. And when he said it is not the way that people requote it. Like it's so much calmer.
Right.
People,
for sure. For sure. Everyone just likes to have a little fun with it.
Yeah. Get to the chopper! It's nothing like that.
And he's just like, the chopper. And like it's very quiet.
Come on!
So
funny,
good. Man.
Classic.
But
I always seen Prey and Alien vs. Predator good movies. Yeah. Glad you enjoyed them, Underground.
Yeah, those are good. You should definitely watch the first Predator. Amazing. And it's an Arnold movie. Like one of the best ones. Definitely watch that. If you like Predator enough. If you're interested enough.
You gotta do it, man. Gotta do it.
So we're on to the last one, the newest one that just came out, week and a half ago now?
Yep, Badlands. This will be one that I think we can all contribute to, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Predator Badlands. The new Predator movie. The whole reason I watched all the Predator movies.
To see the newest ones. Gotta see those ones. I mean, we're hoping to, Melissa. We're hoping to see Wicked soon. We'll hopefully talk about that later.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll have it. Are you guys gonna see it? Are you gonna see it, Joe?
I want to see it personally.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess as a little announcement, I guess I should make this before we dive into Badlands. Just so you guys know. See, today's Thursday. Oh crap, my thing's glitching. 1 second. I gotta fix this thing. This thing is annoying. So just so you, the Predator knows. Just so you guys know, so we're doing this stream on a Thursday. So on your guys' Saturday, if you guys live Central Time, it will be my birthday this weekend. And so, that was kind of a part of our fun little birthday ritual is to go watch Wicked 2 because we watched Wicked 1 was it my 31st birthday? Yeah, I feel like it was my 31st birthday. We did that. So
Oh, cool. So here you go.
yeah, so that's kind of a little fun little ritual. So we're looking forward to that. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, only a couple more days.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that they're doing this stream here. Yeah. So, 32 fun times.
Here we go, dude.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit 33.
I'll have some fun 32 ranking videos that I'm going to be working on. I just haven't decided what they're going to be yet. I'm going to be doing like 32 favorite video games, 32 favorite movies, maybe 32 favorite TV shows.
I think I'm going to start playing Expedition 33 on my 33rd birthday.
That's a good thing to do. But yeah, we'll talk about Badlands now. I just wanted to mention that when Melissa mentioned the Wicked thing, I thought it was important. It reminded me of my birthday. But yeah, so Predator Badlands. So we all kind of saw it different days, whatever, but we all kind of have had our thoughts together. And I'll also be uploading my own personal review tonight. So stay a lookout on the Captain Multiverse channel. My individual review will be posted in all its gloriousness. But we're all going to chime in and give our thoughts on the film here as well. So, as always, because we know that some of you guys might want to be into these movies and might want to actually see it, we'll do our very best not to spoil the movie. But it has been out for a few weeks, so we're going to try our best, but we're only going to really talk about the plot as best as we can.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to spoil.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So
should we just go across the room and just everyone talk
It was terrible.
First movie I've ever seen. No.
That's funny.
Kenna, why don't you go first, and then Joe, and then I'll go last.
Yeah. Basically, my thoughts on the movie Predator Badlands is that I thought it was pretty decent. I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's great visuals. I like the story. I think even though there's obviously it's flawed still, I think most of all the characters were written well in general and that they all served their purpose into the story. I think the jokes were quite clever. Didn't make me laugh out loud, but it was, I said, oh, that's smart. I said, a little smile here and there. I would say my only major critique I have about this film is that I felt like the message really spoon-fed it to you and kind of was just in your face about it rather than subtle, because the message is so simple. It's a very important message, don't get me wrong, but it's so simple that they just kept like hammering it into you, and it's just like that's my biggest problem with some movies now is like. And this is also a problem that because there's people that do act like this, that they just can't pick up, cues, or they the lack of media literacy is that they need things to be told to them straight up, or else they just won't get it, or they refuse to get it, or they refuse to try to understand. So I think that's the problem with this film is that it hurts. Yeah. It just like that's what kind of wounds the film is that it treats the audience like it's dumb when it's such a simple message, but it's not. But again, it doesn't make the movie unwatchable. I think it is a pretty good rewatchable movie. And again, I liked the characters. I especially really liked Deck, the main guy. I think there could be something that where like it could have went south really bad. It could have gone wrong the entire movie, but I think they made very smart decisions that it didn't go overboard, and I think in a good way they kind of played it safe, or they played it in the way that it was just meant to be played, and it didn't go overboard. So yeah, I would say that's my little thoughts on the movie. Still liked it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good take. I like everything you had to say now, and it's sad because now I'm about to. Completely change the narrative of the conversation. So I'm in the minority on this one, guys. I can't stand this movie, and and I know that's shocking, crazy, but that's why we do this, because every creator, every different people, we all have different things.
I love it.
Yeah, and so for me, I'm gonna. So I'll say my positives first. I like some of the concepts of this movie, and I like that I think if the lighting in certain scenes would have been a little better, I think the choreography is really my only highlight with this movie. I think the choreography for the action scenes, it does have some really cool ideas, but it doesn't really land the execution for me. It's not enough. And I think that part of my reason for this, my issue with this movie is, to me, and people can bring up the Disney-fied issue, that's its own thing. To me, the problem is I could tell really badly that the director wanted to make a Star Wars movie where but in the skin of an alien movie, with Chewbacca being kind of like the Predator in this movie, and then C-3PO being on his back, like the whole segment in Empire, but into a movie. And I think that on paper, it sounds like a great execution, but I think the thing that takes me out is, I know you guys have said in our previous conversations that that towards later in the film, you sympathized, or not sympathized, but the synthetic grew on you guys. You liked it her more as the movie went on. Am I understanding that correct?
Yeah. I mean, she's not my favorite, but yeah, I think she got less.
because she never became likable for me. So for me, I just saw the Grace Randolph robot, and if you guys don't know who that is, you guys should look up Beyond the Trailers, and you'll know exactly what I mean. And I was just annoyed because it's not even necessarily an issue with the movie. It's just the fact that the movie made me think of her made me upset, and just the idea of, like, it's, I don't know. I just feel like, for me, when I mentioned this to you guys, my biggest issue with this movie is this is not how I want to see. And I know it's a new take. I know we're doing new, we're expanding new lore, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just like my Predators being a certain way, and I think the whole let's be the leader of the warrior clan and let's go do this thing didn't really work for me. And that's the whole thing with film. Film is subjective, and not everybody is going to like everything. Like, I could probably have a 3-hour conversation with someone about why Revenge of the Sith and the prequels of Star Wars are a good movie, and someone would slam me in the face multiple times, because that's how people's perspectives are. Different people have different things. That's why we build our channels on different topics and different narratives, because we don't know where we're going. And I'm of the narrative that, I like my scary Predators. I want Predators to be fighting Wolverine and sneaking around like the Batman Arkham games and stabbing people in their sleep. And, like, I want my Predators in Kevin Smith world. I want them metal Predators. I want that, like, hardcore, heavy metal, like, Predators making people bleed and going crazy. And that's my Predator. And so, to me, I'm open to new things, but it just didn't hit for me. Like, it just, nothing about the movie, other than maybe some of the, I will admit, I'm a sucker for any time you give me a character or a creature swinging a sword. You'll have my attention, because I am a big fan of anything swords. But the sad thing is, they said something, the moment they said what the weapons were called, I immediately was taken out of the entire situation. Because the moment they said plasma, I think they call it plasma something, I was like, oh God, this is this universe's lightsaber now. And then it's like you can deny it all you want, but it is what it is.
I was just gonna be like, Joe, well, it is, like, it's just like it's just lightsaber, and then you said that as the reason.
That's why I have an issue with it. Because if I wanted to watch a Star Wars movie, I'd watch a Star Wars movie. I don't want to watch this and see that. Because I liked how the Predators, like especially in, like, some of the older movies, how the Predators were just these weapons, and, like, they themselves either had these claws or they were just dangerous. And the fact that you added them, that they had a special weapon, like, I liked one thing I'll give this movie credit for. I did like how there was one scene in this movie where you saw, like, he had all this different technology, all these different gear. Mm-hmm. I did like that portion. I just didn't like the sword being a part of his, like, kit of weaponry. Actually, much more like the spear.
the spear. I will say
Yeah.
another thing what I like about Predator is that they're technologically advanced, but they're very barbaric. So I can see the side of
Yeah.
like he didn't really use his claws that much. But I also think again, this is a runt, right? And he's trying to prove himself.
Yeah.
He has to use these, very plasma advanced technology because he can't just use his brute strength because he's not the strongest of them. So he has to use other ways. Another thing, though, I will say another nitpicky thing that I did not like, specifically with Deck, is that I wish he wore the mask more. I will
Yeah,
say.
that is the criticism I was going to get into. I do agree that the mask being worn more was an issue. I think that
I think that's something that's supposed to be symbolic of the story, where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we're seeing behind the mask. We're seeing we are seeing into what the Predator's life is like. We're seeing like that. That's how I took it. You know what I mean? So
my again, that's like very nitpicky on my side because again,
no,
like
totally.
yeah, like Joey said, it's like he likes the very scary, the actual them being the bad guys, right?
Oh, don't be afraid of like, oh, I love Predator. I love, like I want to hear you guys takes more on an honest level than I would like, oh, I don't want to say something because like
that's
you're
the one
not
thing
gonna
that's
like
really
what I have
nice.
to say.
That's what I really respect about us is that we're not afraid to jump down each other's throat in a meaningful way and still just go like kind about it.
I'm able to see why someone doesn't like this, right? I
think we're always gonna have our reasonings.
Yeah, no, like I totally get. Like, obviously, I do agree that it's cool to see, what we're typically used to seeing, them being the bad guys, right? Them being the main antagonists, and this is the first time we're seeing them as the pro tag. So I totally see the symbolic. We see his face the majority of the time, and then he puts his mask on in the end because then he finally proved himself, right?
Right.
I think, again, just like I said, very nitpicky. I think it's because, to me, when I think of the Predator, obviously I think of their masks because, like, it's their outfit, it's their, their look. But I definitely do think, though, in the future films when we will see Deck again, he's probably going to wear it more. Probably. Or at least thing, yeah. I think there's a bit more balance of him having it on and having it off.
Right, because I mean, it's not like an actor's face. Nobody cares to really see it.
It's not. Yeah, literally, it's some alien face. That's also what I give it credit for, is that we not only is it the bad guy kind of becoming the pro tag, but it's not a conventionally attractive looking person. It's like straight up alien.
Right.
And I haven't seen that in such a long time because usually we get very pretty looking protagonist, and now we get to see a ugly one. So it's refreshing to see.
Another thing I didn't really care about this movie, another nitpick that really like now that I'm thinking about it is really starting to bother me, is part of the mission. In the movie you have the predators hunting certain things, right? Mm-hmm. And when they reveal, I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to prevent super big spoilers for people that haven't seen the movie, but there's a creature in this movie that I instantly knew where they got the idea from the creature, and it really bothered me because it was another thing that until a certain MacGuffin is available, that it was basically invincible. And I'm like, I've heard that before. Where have I heard that before? That's interesting. And it really bothered me because I've seen it now twice in two different forms of media.
I get that too, but you can be original only for so much, because I feel like everything has been done.
Doing good, Ryan. But it's just sad that it was another nail in my head of two things that one thing already was a copy of that thing, and now this thing even was more of a copy. And I'm like, oh, that's sad that you had to copy that too, because I already went into the concept of that this guy very badly wanted to make a Star Wars movie, and then he had to do the one thing that was in Star Wars that resembled the thing that I'm talking about. And then that thing is from another thing. So it's like
I didn't know any of that, so I didn't think about any of that. You know what I mean?
Right,
but
if you had, you might have had different thoughts.
Maybe.
I mean, my thing is like Dan, the director. I don't care that he originally wanted to do a Star Wars movie and that, that kind of bled through his Predator film, because at the end of the day, I do genuinely think he is a Predator fan. Like, he's into it, especially since he made Prey, then Killer of Killers, and then Badlands. And I think, obviously, directors are going to have hit or misses. That's fair. But I do think he's a pretty good, so far, I think he's proved himself as a pretty good director and I guess leader of continuing the Predator franchise. And I think he's going to treat it well. And I think maybe each project will get better and better. That's just me being optimistic, but.
No, I can see that, but I'm also worried. Joe, do you see my message?
Yeah, I'm trying to respond to it. I tried to do it from my phone and from my iPad.
Oh,
It'll only let
okay.
me do it from my laptop, so I have to wait till the pod ends to do it. But I'll do
No
it
worries.
after.
It's probably
No, I
'cause it's live,
appreciate it,
yeah.
Rod. No, yeah, I just really
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I get what you're
I'm
saying.
gonna grab water.
No worries. I get everyone's perspective on it, and I get that not everyone saw it that way. I just saw it as like, if you had an opportunity to make the thing you wanted to make, to be fair, I would just rather him make the movie that he wanted to make instead of like putting a different skin. And there was one thing in this movie, and it's not a huge comparison, but there was one thing that kind of made me roll my eyes when a certain, like, because you had the one creature, and then there was the little creature, and it kind of made me, not through the whole movie, but little parts of the movie, I'm like, oh man, I see what they did there.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is like Baby Yoda. But in defense of the creature in that movie, it was definitely more competent compared to Grogu.
Yes,
in
it
the
was
movie.
more
It
competent.
didn't really hit me until the end of the movie.
What?
Because they were a lot more subtle with it, I feel.
Mhm.
You know, like,
that's fair. It's true.
Like, Star Wars is very in your face about it, you know? And
100%.
Yeah, when he eats that guy's head at the end, that's when I was like, oh wow, that's Disney.
It just reminded me
Disney
that
right there.
it just reminded me that we had a Mando and Grogu coming out next year, and I was like, oh, why? Maybe more mad at the situation than the actual movie.
Part is that we see that creature, and then we don't see it for a while, and then we see it again. So it gave us space.
Yeah.
Of like a breather.
Oh yeah. Over time, I don't think it bothered me as much. It's just that first glimpse. The moment I saw it, I was like, oh no, not this too. Like, it wasn't bad enough that we basically had a female C-3PO. We had to have this too. It couldn't get worse. And then thankfully it didn't get worse.
You know what? You hadn't brought it up that way before, Joe. I'm gonna dive in on this now.
Okay.
So I'm starting this movie. I barely watched the trailers. Watched trailers once. It's like in one ear, out the other type of deal. I didn't even know what I was getting in for. Right. Watched all the other Predator movies. Hadn't watched this trailer really at all since like months ago. And all right, here we go. And there's the synth, and she needs help, and he helps her, and then it's like, yeah, I'm a synth from Weyland-Yutani. And being me and having just watched the entire Alien franchise, I couldn't help but like kind of smile, you know what I mean? And be like, oh shit, like they're really doing the crossover. Like, fuck yeah. I was into that. I was into that idea. Now it's funny that you say C-3PO, because this whole time, like, I haven't really been able to nail how to describe the way they did her. The only way I've been able to describe it is that they got the demeanor wrong. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, where I was saying earlier that Predators understands the tone of Predator, right? But maybe the plot's a little off, right? I feel this plot makes sense in a Predator sense. I mean, you're taking Predator in a whole new aspect, right? But like, there's nothing there that's like outlandishly crazy in the plot. I feel, there's like small moments, sure, but like the tone is off for a Predator movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, or go to Prey even for an example. There's a movie that understands what the tone should be, right? And I get that we're trying to do something different with this movie. We're trying to explore space, trying to explore like a different planet and different vibes. But and I just, as a big Alien fan, my big gripe with this movie is the treatment of the synthetic, man. They did not do it justice. You know what I mean? Like where she's just so bright and happy and over enthusiastic about everything in the movie the whole way through. And shit, like we were saying earlier, kind of grew on me, like kind of grew, like I didn't mind it as much. In the very beginning, it was like a bit much, a bit overbearing. But yeah, I mean, I think as the plot actually started to develop a little bit more, like she toned it down as well. You know, like I think like when you get halfway through the movie and you're at the point where, you know, you're of course you're gonna have your twist in the movie, right? And Weyland Yutani, no way, they're fucking everybody over. Weird. That's what they do in every single thing they're ever in. Right. So but like when that happens, she actually like got a different personality, kind of, you know, and one that I felt matched a synthetic better until she kind of teamed up with him, and then it like felt even, then it felt Disney-ish again, right? But like, they try to like, and all I really do ask for is an explanation, right? And they did give us one. I'm still not happy with it in this case, where they say, you know, she's over, like they made synthetics that were more sensitive, you know, like to emotions or to whatever the hell, like they just their sensitivity,
to exploit them,
right?
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be the explanation for why she basically talks the way she does. But I really do feel that this movie, with all the other things that you may not like about it, it would have been so much better if they had just done the synthetic correctly, like, and had the right tone, because it would have brought the whole tone of the movie down, which is what it needed. This movie's too bright. This movie's too cheery for a Predator movie. And like that is part of what you're saying, Joe. Like you want your scary, your horror Predator. You don't need all this explanation. You know what I mean? Like that's part of what the approach with this, and it's where you're saying like they wanted to make a Star Wars movie. I feel that. You know what I mean? Like I feel that C-3PO. I feel that space exploration. At the same time, I feel a good amount of the movie is still very enjoyable. We're exploring an alien planet like that we know nothing about. I love that shit. Like, not enough things do this. I feel this is why Avatar is going to be successful in the long run. It's because it's going to end up being something that's just different from everything else that we have. When we have sci-fi movies, it like just like right here, even though it's different, it's still just another Predator movie, or it's another Star Wars movie, or it's another Star Trek project, or it's another like thing, Blade Runner, something we already know about. Like Avatar seems like it has the opportunity to go into uncharted like fields and be something new for the sci-fi community. That would be fun. I think all these communities, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever nerddom you want to come from, like they're all starving for new good like content, new good IPs, right?
Yeah.
Like, and like, so here we go. Predator Badlands is now trying to amp everything up. They're bringing Weyland Yutani in, huge crossover. All right, the very end of the movie, like we're talking about this like little Disney mascot that like they give Deck, like the Yautja. All right,
Yautja.
Yeah. The Yautja. All right, it's all just so we all know the alien species name of Predator. It is Yautja. All right, and say that 5 times fast.
Yautja.
If you can even say it once. So they bring these two together, and then they got the synth working together, and like the Predator's trying to overcome his struggles of, you know, like becoming strong and proving himself to be a Predator. And of course, when he actually finally does it, it's like, nah, fuck you. And it's like, I got my own clan. And here we are with our now Disney-fied fucking Yautja, synthetic, and baby Kalisk that are teamed up to be some like motley crew that we're going to continue into the Predator Alien franchise. And like while a good amount of this movie, like I can sit back, I can like just enjoy it for what it is, and that's fun and everything. But I am worried about these franchises going forward because the way that they set this up at the end of the movie is like, what are we doing now?
Right.
It'll be cool if that's just like left alone. And it's like, yeah, that was that story and that's them and they're going to go live their lives. Because that's kind of how Predator ends in a way. Or
Mhm.
Predators. Actually, I mean, Predator, I guess, yeah. But Predators, like, they just continue on is kind of the ending. You know what I mean? Like it's up to you to decide how it truly ends in a way. And I kind of like if they did that with this, I think it'd be redeeming rather than like, hey, we're gonna just like turn this into a legit continuous saga of whatever this is now with Alien and Predator. I don't know what to call it. Like we have the Skywalker saga and all that. But and it's like, do they cross this over with Alien Earth? Do they cross this over with Alien Romulus? Like they got both of those coming out next year. Predator's clearly going to start amping it up. And it was cool to get like a lore heavy thing in a world where we never really got any. But like I think Joe has a great point with the Star Wars thing. It's just like I think it's fine movie and it gets by for what it is. I think it opens the doors and the floodgates for Disney-fied Predator and Alien on a worse level. Alien Earth wasn't like it has its issues, but it understood its tone. This is worrisome in a way because it's a total step away from the tone of Predator.
Right.
You know, like, and that just opens the doors for more getting away from the tone of Predator. You know, and step by step, what is it now?
Yep.
Now, and that's what happened to Star Wars. That's what happened to the MCU, right? That's what happens to what Disney can get their hands on, right?
Yep.
So, like, it's not fun to see that in a way. I hope that they don't end up doing that. And I have more worries about the Predator franchise than I do the Alien one. I'll say that because from all the recent Alien stuff, I don't get that kind of vibe. You know, like while it still has its own issues, I wouldn't say those are its issues.
Yeah.
But we just have to see how things go. Really.
I mean, if I could say anything on that, I will say, I know you guys think like you guys are trying to paint this great picture of the future of this franchise, but based on the things I've seen online, knowing Disney's track record, when people want something or they praise something so much, Disney wants to give it to them. And I've seen people constantly talking about talking about Deck and all these other people and the love ship between the Synthoid and all the crazy fandom nonsense that's just weird. And after that noise, you better kiss all chances of this franchise evolving from these characters, because
I think Predator has a lot more ability to go that way than Alien does. Alien is horror in its heart. You cannot get away from that, or you ruin Alien, period. You know what I mean? If you make it whimsical, if you make it anything
If you make
different,
the Xenomorphs the protagonists in like the year of the story,
even though they kind of did actually just now with Alien Earth, which is like, whoa.
Sorry, can I? Alien Earth. When so this is gonna be spoilers for Alien Earth. When Wendy was able to start talking to the Xenomorphs, I was.
It's fine as long as they end it.
Yeah, don't continue it. But
like they need to kill Wendy or do something that it turns on her. Something like they need to write it out of the existence of, you know, like it's fine if it's for a little while, you know,
right, a little while, especially because I'm sorry, you have a synth, right, who's kind of controlling the Xenomorphs. because she's the one. I'm like, I do think how
Do it for a little bit.
this is gonna be like it's gonna be horrible to say, but I do hope maybe the way that they do. I mean, I don't think she's the worst character, but like maybe the Xenomorphs get tired of her and they tear her apart. I don't know. Like she dies by
Yeah, no, I want something. It needs to come full circle.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. Like I want Boy Wonder to be the reason something goes horribly wrong. Like everything goes wrong for Wendy. Her brother gets eaten. Like I need something. Like you need to turn it dark. You need to make it Alien, because Alien is not ever happy storytelling. You know what I mean? Like,
or what if she like self-destruct herself in a way, or maybe she orders the Xenomorphs to get her to like take her away in a different.
Should do something like that. Like I don't know what it'll be, but watch her show up in like Romulus 2 as yeah, right. And she's like it's lost in space for like fucking however long.
She knows how she's become. I'm scared that she'll become like the Chris Pratt of the Aliens, where she can talk them down. Yeah, where she's like, hey.
I hated that so much.
All I just heard was the Chris Pratt of Aliens, and I'm like,
I'm talking about Wendy from Alien Earth, and she's able to speak to the Xenomorphs, and I'm worried that they're not going to write that continuously well, and I'm scared. And Luke brought
I am glad that I checked out of that shit while I did, and I will stay checked out of that.
Alien Romulus, she shows up, she's battered, but she's still like, herself.
I think my memory of
her talk to these. I know how to take them down, and she goes, whatever.
I think that would be horrible. I think my memory of the movies are great the way they are, and I like the last one they made, and I will watch the next movie. But I am staying the hell away from that show. That is not happening.
I really doubt that she will Alien Romulus 2, because...
Oh, did I hurt your feelings that I don't like Alien Earth? Oh,
dude!
Guys,
little alien fanboy gonna cry.
Let's be friends.
Whoa.
Let's be friends. Anyways, I doubt that
I had to go full Boy Maguire on you, making funny.
I doubt that they're gonna make Wendy in the second Alien Romulus, because Alien Earth is a prequel. It's set before.
That's why I'm saying she's been floating out in space this whole time.
Oh,
she got frozen. I don't know. Maybe
just remember, just remember, Disney signs the paychecks somehow.
Wendy has returned. No, like I'm scared that Wendy's gonna be like the Rey of Alien.
She could be. Could be. Disney signs the paychecks. Bob Iger's sniffing around on the office like a xenomorph, just looking around to see what direction to go.
We have more hope for I have more hope for Alien than I do Predator. I'll say that. But I don't think we're working towards an AVP. We're working towards an AVPVT.
You're saying Alien, Predator, Terminator? Is that what you're saying?
We are working towards an AVPVT. 100%. They haven't made the Skynet connection, but it's coming. All right? I've been looking. And
they're going to have to reboot Terminator if they're going to do that, because I don't know how they can do that.
Well, James Cameron's how they do that.
James Cameron's going to take a vacation. James Cameron's going to take a vacation from Avatar 500.
I don't think he's going to do anything, but just the fact that like his involvement with Terminator and with Alien, right? Like, there's been talks about it forever. People keep thinking it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. They're all owned by the same people. Like, I don't know. I think they're building it up. I don't think they're going to stop at AVP.
I don't know how you would do it, considering they did this really cool comic about it, and they're very different tones, so it'd be really weird. But have you read the Marvel and Alien run crossover?
No.
It's very interesting.
I should.
Alien characters and Avengers,
mean-
man. That's all I'm going to tell you.
You're just adding in like essentially a different type of synthetic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like really, that's all it is. Like Terminator.
I
It's just
mean,
Skynet
do
based,
you
based
want-
one, right?
Do
I
you
believe.
want Ultron to get his hands on that kind of alien technology? Because I don't know if that's going to be so good for everyone else
amazing.
around him. It would be amazing. Don't get me wrong.
In a
As
horrible
a
way.
storytelling fan, I would love it.
Right.
Ultron just takes all the Terminators and makes them even more deadly than they already are. Hey guys,
They did-
you already thought Terminators were hard to kill? Now they're vibranium and adamantium. Yeah, get fucked.
They did mention in Aliens, though, that there's the major 5 companies that came together and solved all the world's problems. And they haven't told us what all 5 companies are. And I think you could easily make Skynet is the AI or whatever. I forget the actual company that made Skynet. That it gets out of hand. But like it'd be interesting. You know, like what I don't know. Alien Earth has all the opportunities to do what they want with that. You know what I mean? Like if they were to do something with it, that'd be really like because you're telling the story on Earth still. Like when you leave Earth with Ripley in that first movie, you don't even talk about Earth anymore. It's clearly not like an apocalypse at that point, but let's say like Skynet or whatever like is around and they just haven't developed into what they become at some point. And sure, the years might be off of what like Terminator first references because I think I just watched the first Terminator last night. They said 2027 was the year I think that it all went down. And like you change that up. That's fine. If we can fit it all in and it'd be cool, I'm fine with it.
You started your Terminator watch now, huh?
Oh yeah. I was gonna watch T2 tonight, but I don't know if it's gonna end up happening. We'll see.
I'm surprised you weren't on that grind like you were last time with
Predator. Yeah, I watched like almost every Predator movie in one night. I was just like, here we go. I went from Predator to.
I remember when I was like, I'm going to bed because I had to go back to a normal life. This man's like, I love the first Predator movie. I'm gonna just watch more Predators in one night.
I'm like, and then Joe gets up in the morning, and I'm like, yeah, I've watched Predator 2 at AVP 2, The Predator. I started up Predators, but I finally fell asleep. Like, I only had like 3 movies left in the franchise.
I was literally at work, and I was literally like, I'm serving the public, and you're gorging on Predator.
I was sitting there watching The Predator being like, man, this is fucking bad. Like, oh, it's so funny. But yeah.
That's through all of them.
Well, actually, real quick before we jump off of this, I'm gonna real quick. Let's give some shout outs to the Alien and Predator games. Which there are a lot of. All right. I was just learning yesterday or the other day. There's like 12 AVP games. I'm like, oh my god. Like there's a ton of Predator and Alien games that are out there that are older. A lot of them are actually like worth kind of checking out too. Like one I'm interested in is that Predator Concrete Jungle game. It's like it starts in the 1930s. About like an Italian mob boss or something, and then it like goes to the 2030s, and like you're in the city and it deals with the same family. I'm like, that sounds cool as shit, and it's like just a story game where you play as the Predator. I'm like, whoa, like there's some cool ones that you could easily sleep on. You know, if I'm gonna just talk about newer relevant ones, like the games worth actually checking out if you're into these franchises are. I've been playing Predator Hunting Grounds, which is like a 1v4 asymmetrical type of game. One person plays the Predator, another 4 people play the fire teams. It's got a ton of popularity again. It's like actually really popular again. If you jump on it, you'll get a match in like a few seconds. It's so like probably because Predator Badlands just came out. Predator in general has just been getting like popular again. A year ago, they finally enabled crossplay for the game, so that really brought the community back to life as well. So if you like Predator at all, you want to check out the game, definitely do so. Playing as the Predator is very fun. Like when you turn on the thermal vision, it like goes across the screen and makes the noise it makes in the movies. Like everything about it just like really makes you feel like you are the Predator. Like you can go invisible, go up in the trees, actually hunt people out, create strategies, set traps. Very cool. Play as the fire team, work together, actually set traps yourself for the Predator. Like there's cool little nods in it. I was doing really good in the match, and I was the last human alive, trying to fight for my life to get everything done and keep going, keep shooting the Predator. When he finally killed me, he took my like skull like as the actual prize. Yeah, like it was really cool. I was the trophy of the match because I did so well. Like there's cool little nods to just what Predator is in this game. It's not even reviewed all that well, and I think that's probably because it's an asymmetrical game. There's not much content to it rather than just playing matches over and over. And there's not much for different maps either. But it's cool. It's fun. Is it fun playing as Predator? Sure is. Sure is. It takes a little getting used to, but my first match as Predator, I got lucky and I killed all 4 of them. I just hunted them down and stabbed each one of them, like, and just did it systematically. Like, if you stalk them out, you go invisible, you wait your time, like, it can be a lot of fun. And
my question is, why is there not a like Wolverine versus the Predator game? Because that just seems like that would make a lot of fun.
That would be amazing. But Mortal Kombat's taking the time to try to bring all these things in. I think it was Mortal Kombat X that has the Xenomorphs and Predators in it. I'm not sure if Predator is in that one, but we'll see. Interesting. You are a true hero, Dinger. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you're a true hero.
So then if you're interested in Alien, the game to play is Aliens Fireteam Elite. This game's got a lot more going on than Predator Hunting Grounds. It's a horde-based game. With Aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get back on, Joe.
Dang.
God, nobody will play. I'm working on a platinum.
You should have told me. You should have told me. I'm always playing Rivals. You could have said, let's play Alien this time, and I'd hop on.
Oh,
you got to tell me.
Oh, I will. I've been playing again, so
I mean, it's supposed to be me in Retro, but he keeps vanishing off the face of the earth. So
hey, it is what it is. So yeah, it just gets really hard. Horde mode, lots of levels, lots of difficulty. Difficulty gets amped up. There's lots to collect, lots to do. Very cool. Yeah, if you guys are into all that,
we got to get Kenna that one digitally. Kenna would have fun playing that one with us, I think.
Maybe.
You don't think she like it? You don't think she have fun killing aliens?
Alien Incursion, new Alien VR game. They just came out with the version that's not in VR. If you want to like play this game but not in VR, it's pretty cool. So it's a lot like a successor for the Colonial Marines game they came out with a long time ago. But yeah, I think I've gone on and on enough about Alien and Predator for today. I'll save some for tomorrow, if you guys want, if you have anything else to say about it, unless you want to jump into Welcome to Derry.
I think we can jump into our final topic, because I think Welcome to Derry is actually, no, there is one more thing I want to touch on related to our show other than the Welcome to Derry, because it's something that's been, as much as I could shit all over Badlands, there's one topic that I'm more pissed off about tonight that came out as news before the show that we didn't have time to put on the thumbnail, but I'm going to mention because I'm really pissed off about it. But what we're going to do Welcome to Derry first, because I'm like you have during your previous episodes, you got to have your tangent on the whole Xbox thing. This for me is pretty tangent worthy. So, we're going to go. Oh, you want it now? You don't want to go to Welcome to Derry first?
Oh yeah, no, let's hear it.
Okay, so bro, they're canceling the freaking TMNT Last Ronin live action movie to do a Sonic-ified new live action BS nonsense, Paramount nonsense. And dude, you want to know the thing that pissed me off the most? I was like, okay, yeah, Paramount's stupid. I was gonna leave it be. And then when I read who they wanted to write their like film that they're working on the Last Ronin thing, bro, they had the writers of Nobody doing this shit, like with Bob Odenkirk, and I'm like, no, you took something away that was already had the potential to be awesome because the comics are great, and then now you're giving me, like, I just can't. How did we let this happen? Like how?
There's still the game coming out, though. We do have that.
Thank God. We need the game because I can't survive another live action remake for kids. Yeah,
I bet they'll make this movie. Just they'll make it years later. They'll make it. Oh, hello.
The puppy on
Predator. Oh my God, he keeps scratching at my door, and that's why I was just gonna say there's a predator at my door, and this is who it is.
You are one ugly motherfucker.
It's a big predator.
He's cute.
Big predator. He's
Toby.
he's adorable.
There's Totoro. Actually, I haven't showed Totoro on the screen yet.
I can if you want, Underground. Yeah, I can play with you, Underground, if you want.
Looking dog. Sorry, continue on what you guys were talking about.
Oh, we're talking about just the Ronin thing, man. I mean, well, hopefully they'll make it later. I mean, that'd be great. If
the game's popular enough and it's cinematic enough and does well enough, then you're gonna see that huge popularity, and you're gonna see people constantly be like, "When are you gonna make the movie?"
That game better be on like Ghost of Tsushima level if they want that shit to go good. Like,
speaking of which, I just saw a game go. There's a new free-to-play game that looks exactly like Ghost of Tsushima.
Is it free to play?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Dang.
It looks like a ripoff, basically, like Where Winds Meet or something like that. I forget what it was actually.
Is it co-op or is it just regular single player?
I don't know enough about it to really speak on it. To even be saying what I'm saying, I should be more informed, but I'm not. Figure I mentioned it though.
I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
Check it out for yourself.
Yeah, I might have to check it out. There's your shameless plug. Check it out. No, I just I don't know. Before we dive into Welcome to Derry, it just really bothered me because it was just like there was one thing I was really looking forward to, and then it just like maybe this new thing they do, like their Sonicified Turtles one, it could be a good, decent live action adaptation and maybe it'd be fun. But I feel like when it comes to Ninja Turtles, all the kid avenues of doing Turtles has been stretched. They did Bebop and Rocksteady. They did Krang. They did Shredder. They've done everyone. So, like, the only thing they haven't really done is Dimension X. But they've done that in animation. So, like if they do that in live action, I don't know if it'll be as successful. I mean, I guess they haven't really done Leatherhead as a villain. They've only done Leatherhead as, like, the goofy sidekick from the newer movies. But it's like, I don't know. I just really wanted because those books are so good, and hopefully, like you're right, hopefully the games inspire us to get a proper live action adaptation, because I think it's really a great story. And honestly, as much as I love the Nobody writers on it, when they have a little bit more time on their hands, you know who they should really give it to? They should give it to the John Wick guys to do the Last Ronin. Like when they actually do the actual Turtles Last Ronin, I think if they actually bring it back, I think that would be sick. They're about to do Highlander right now. They did a great job with Ballerina. They did a great job with all the John Wicks. I think they would bring something really unique to that
I think they would do very good.
Yeah. So, I know we want to talk about Welcome to Derry. Underground asked us before we get into Welcome to Derry if we wanted to play Rivals with him after this.
Who did?
Underground.
Playing Rivals after this, guys? Yeah, I guess. Why not?
Yeah, play.
Yeah.
I got ribs I'm making. I'm making a little dinner, so I've been slow cooking some ribs. I'm pretty pumped. I've never made ribs before.
You get your food ready, and then you'll be ready to hop on, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a little time to switch from the end of the ending of the stream to sliding over to where the PlayStation is, so it's all good. But yes, you guys wanted to talk about Welcome to Derry before we wrap the show?
Yeah.
Welcome to Derry. Yep. That was a cup that just hit me in the face. You can't see it, but
Oh.
yeah, I've been. So you guys go ahead. I think you guys are gonna have more to say about it than me.
Okay, I'll go first. I think this episode, episode 4, yes, I think this is better than the last episode. I will say that it just hasn't scared me yet. However, it did make me go like, oh my god! Like I thought, the eyeball thing that happened with the girl has been the. My only thing is like, I thought like her instead of like I assumed her eyes were just gonna fall out, but they like protrude, and I'm like, okay, this is a little goofy. But then it goes to her into that classroom with like the cutter.
It got not goofy.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
god! I was
No,
like,
that was good.
No, I was like, girl, no, don't do that. Like I was screaming at my TV. I was like, no.
Oh, me too. I think everyone was, because eyeball torture shit is like, oh, I can't. Personally, I can't.
No,
yeah.
No,
so,
I can handle like heads getting chopped off, like literally.
Me too.
Eyeballs.
Don't give me eyeballs.
Yep. Eyeballs, I'm out. Yeah.
No thanks.
However, I guess like I was curious on whether or not, because it's like an illusion of Pennywise or of it that her eyes are protruding, is she actually gonna like cut them off, and like, or is it gonna be, because I assumed that it was gonna be revealed that she was fine maybe, but very traumatized. But then I actually liked how she actually did cut her eye, or I kind of both eyes, but one eye is sufficient, I guess.
Right.
And you know
but,
what?
I mean, I think that's the fact that they're becoming more afraid of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's becoming more real, while those have been hallucinations this whole time. This has been the first one that actually hurt somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
Of their own.
And I don't know if you saw it, but I was telling Kenna about this, Luke. They put out a trailer, which is like the mid-season trailer for the last couple of episodes, and they're really bringing the sauce in terms of we're about to get. Pennywise has kind of been strategically making his moves, and he's made several moves during this episode. I think in the next episode, he really is about to, like, he's been messing with these kids, and he's been tormenting them and torturing them, and they've seen the silhouette of, like, they know there's a clown, but now they're about to see the clown. Like they're about to really see the clown. And you got to remember that, like, all the stuff we saw in the It movies, that still was a part of a Pennywise that, you know, even though in the first movie he was well-fed and he was on a rampage, in the second movie we have the whole thing where he's not as strong. Where here, this is prime Pennywise that they're trying to get 3 seasons out of. So, like, I think he's going to be quite terrifying when he actually, like, the way they use actual Pennywise, I think is going to be really interesting. Because, like, while they've done some things with, like, his other forms, I think how they use actual Pennywise this time will be different. And I think that it will be the beginning of what we get later, but done differently. Because he's so much stronger at this time. And I think that that's why he's more dangerous. And so I think that's going to be really interesting to see what they play. The trailer makes it seem like they're going for, now they're going to go for the thrills and chills. Now they're going to go for the Pennywise we've been waiting for, I guess.
I just think that Francis Shaw is probably going to have one of the worst deaths of this whole show, and I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, I think Pennywise is going to kill everyone else except him in, like, their, like, little soldier group. And then he's going to make him, like, really just, like, suffer. And then he's going to kill him. And I
think it's what's his face? The black dude there with the wife and the kid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's going to kill everyone first. But then as everyone's, like, died and everything, then I think he'll slowly torture Pennywise. And then he'll kill the tribal girl that he cares about. And then he's going to literally split him, just, like, destroyed. Like, I think that's when he'll finally get him.
I think the one character that I can see her dying and that I'll be the most upset is Charlotte, who's the wife of Leroy, the army guy, who's the dad of Will, who's Will, the dad of Mike in the 2017 It's because she's literally everything that Pennywise hates. Because she wants
Yes.
unity, she's gonna become a victim, and I'm gonna be so sad. I can see
I
her
think
not being killed, but I can see her at least being badly hurt or some traumatizing.
Something bad is going to happen to her for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much every adult.
I think
like
But,
what adult?
I think she kind of
Nobody's safe.
Yeah.
Nobody's
I think
safe.
the fact, and so I was also talking to Ken about this. There's also now a new theory floating around. I kind of like this and agree with this theory that there's an adult that, even though we've seen a lot of Pennywise's forms, he's closer to these kids than we realize. Because I've now started rolling with this theory that the girl that's been helping Lily even when she's in the asylum, that is someone that Pennywise either has under his influence or that is someone that Pennywise has taken a long time ago and is using her. Because the way that he's like, in Derry, no one should be nice, and he's just, if Pennywise is doing this trick on her because he knows how dangerous she is going to become with her connection to the turtle necklace and everything, I feel like he just really wants to use Lily to do some really bad stuff and to torment her, and he's really pushing her.
That's a good setup because back to the eyeball girl situation.
Yep.
Was like that girl was feeling guilty that she was pranking Lily about the boy and being like, yeah, the boy totally likes you. You should go talk to him. Even though it's a setup. It was about to tell her, but then Pennywise step in and be like, no, I'm going to make you cut out your own eyeball. And then, it made it, and then near the end, it made it look like, even though Lily was trying to stop her and help her, it looked like she was the one to injure her with that. It just keeps painting her.
Because remember from the original. Remember what in the original It movie with what's the fat kid's name?
Ben.
I can't remember. Ben. Do you remember? I was watching some clips, and do you remember what Pennywise would say to him, even though he got so? Because you said Pennywise hates unity, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even though he felt super secure with the Losers Club, when there's moments when Pennywise went after him, when there was a moment when they were disorganized, or what would you call it? There was a fight between Bill and Richie, right? And so when they had their breakup little session right before Beverly gets killed, Pennywise picks on Ben, and he says, and Ben says something like, "Oh, I'm not afraid of you. I'm never alone." And then Pennywise does something to scare him, and then he pretty much gets in his face. He goes, "You've always been alone," and it kind of made me think of that in the sense of like, oh yeah, because now he's gonna use that, the fact that he can like break these people apart from each other, and now he's gonna start picking them off. I think the Pennywise we see here is really gonna start picking them off. Whatever plan he will hatch, it's gonna be really picking them off.
Another thing I want to say that I'm excited for episode 5 is that before this episode, I was like, hey, are we going to see like the crack house? The house that he resides in for his movie. And then I watched episode 4 and I'm like, oh my God, it's the house. I was like, I didn't expect it to happen so soon, but I am excited that I think that's when we're, in the first teaser trailer before the show came out, we see the army guys in like the well. I think this is the episode where they like SWAT team that house and to go searching and dig, and that's when we'll finally see, I think, Pennywise picking them off one by one.
Yeah, I can see that. That's good. Yeah.
You think he kills a bunch of soldiers this next episode?
What?
You think he kills a bunch of soldiers this next episode then? Yeah. I could see that.
And Francis Shaw starts seeing like how fucking real this really is. So everybody like doesn't want to work with this anymore, I bet too. Like I could see all that happening.
Mm-hmm.
I could also see Pennywise using one of his old forms that he knows Francis doesn't like, since Francis also since Francis mentioned that he didn't have any of his memories when he came back to Derry, right?
Mhm.
So imagine if he turns into Skinwalker for a minute, just to kind of feed on that fear, just kind of let it stir. And imagine he just toys with him and goes he turns into him like he's gonna try and eat him, and then he just kind of back into him. It's it's not gonna be that easy, Francis. It's not gonna be that easy. Just kind of really messes with him.
Or
I think that's gonna be.
To his dad with the slingshot. There's a lot of routes,
Yeah, he could do a lot. He could do a lot of damage for sure.
That's a lot of damage.
I think that's I really liked this episode because the thing I really love about it, we talk about the present day horror stuff. I really like that, once again, diving into the ability, the Shining and everything that Halloran has, we were able to see the full, and obviously there's more backstory to come, but the fact that we went deep into for years, this creature comes to Earth and has been tormenting these woods. And then they went into, okay, by the way, we did these things with the shards, and then we basically had to build something to contain Pennywise. And then you get the actual house later. So the fact that they built into that of these native people, they've had firsthand experience about what Pennywise is capable of since he's come here to Earth. And then literally you segue into, that house is literally basically the top level of what he's been doing this entire time. I love that. I love that they built that lore. Because I feel like the movies didn't do that enough, and I feel
I
think
unfortunately the movies just didn't have enough time to really indulge.
Yeah.
In the backstory. That's why it too felt so messy and rushed, because its background is so complicated, and it's literally since almost the dawn of time, that he's been here. It's really hard to do that within a 2-hour movie that you're trying to finish.
Really should have done they really should have made Welcome to Derry in between they should have done the first movie and then done the prequel and then did it too.
It too. I mean
if it ended up being good, but then maybe the show would have been bad and then the movie would have been good. Who knows?
Right, yeah.
Maybe both would have been good because we would have had the time to flesh out all the stuff. So maybe, if we had 3 seasons of a show before It Chapter 2, maybe we would have had the time to really flesh out and understand.
But here's one problem if you did the first It movie and then 3 seasons of show, that's going to take a year each or maybe more. And you have to worry about the kids growing up, and then
that's true.
Adult counterparts getting too old. So
unless you film It Chapter 2 already, but you just don't release it right away.
They're never gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
It's hey, let's make a movie we don't release for a few years.
They've done that before, and you just don't think about it. They've actually done that. There have been. I can't give you a direct example, but there are movies that sometimes don't see the light of day that are filmed 3, 4, 5 years in advance. And sometimes they're just sitting in a vault until the studio's oh yeah, now's the time to release this. Now, most cases of when that happens, it ends up being either really bad or sometimes it can be a surprise gem. So it just depends. But there are, believe it or not, the thing that people don't understand is now we live in a media world where we hear about movies finished filming all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't always that way. There used to be a time where do you know how Disney had their vaults of all their collectibles of movies? They talk about, we're pulling this from the vault. Well, there used to be a thing with Hollywood movies where everything would be filmed, but back in the day, you wouldn't actually hear that the movie was finished filming or it was done or whatever. You'd see a trailer, you'd get interested in something, and sometimes you wouldn't start seeing trailers, you'd be like, I never heard of this movie. And then you'd find out, weeks later, wait, this movie's been done for 8 years? How? I never heard about it. It was a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah,
like
sometimes the movies just, they're shelved, but then they either get backed up, or they stay shelved, or they, get deleted. Essentially, they,
exactly,
yeah,
basically, like the Batwoman movie or the
yeah, like the
Batgirl
background
movie.
movie. I was literally just thinking that the background movie. Sadly,
I thought that was I just think that's interesting. Like that's like if you like the idea, but I mean I think it's good that we're getting the prequel now, so we have the understanding, and like obviously the prequel isn't gonna fix it. Chapter 2, just
it
like
would be
whatever.
better if they put a band-aid on it, maybe in a
Yeah,
way. But
but I
yeah,
feel the same way about Welcome to Derry, as I feel like the Filoni verse in Star Wars isn't gonna fix um the sequels, no matter how hard they try.
mm,
It's not they've already tried to put the Mando season 3 tried to put the whole Snoke cloning thing into effect
yeah,
already, and like
mhm,
it's not helping. It's
no,
making the case worse. Because then we even know all the way down to Mando that the whole sudden movement of like we thought Snoke was this great character, and even back then, now we get that whole like, oh yeah, the clones were always a part of the plan. It's like, oh god, no, it's sad when you get stuff like that, and you're like, oh, so this is how it was kind of the plan. So I like that we're getting this prequel because it's like at least here we're getting things that make sense. We're like, okay, yeah, this is really interesting how they're playing this off as a prequel. And I like that we're getting the history.
Filoni
Oh,
baloney.
oh yeah, oh
baloney.
yeah, he's full of baloney, man.
I mean, his thing, it too definitely had its problems. I still think it's a quite a okay film. It's not the worst thing ever. But yeah, like no, the prequel. I think the prequel is definitely just gonna get better, and I'm just really hoping that it will actually scare me. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for it to scare me.
It
Because
ain't
What do you
I'm
think
gonna.
what
It
would it
ain't
take?
gonna.
What will it take? What will
no,
it
and
take to
his thing is
scare
like
you?
I'm
Like,
not trying
what
to
would be
act like
some?
ugh, nothing scares me. It's just like because I would say like some spooks they get me right. It just hasn't happened in the show yet. So I'm
Would
just
it
trying
take
to let that
something?
happen.
Would it take something on the level of the projector scene from the first movie? You think?
Maybe I'm trying to think what scared me. I mean the projector scene was pretty good. I would just love what I liked about the Tim Curry where he is Pennywise, and he's like being obnoxious, and
You ain't gonna get that.
he's like not necessarily doing anything like gruesome or scary, but just the mere presence of him, and he's like essentially just annoying the kids, like that weird that weird feeling in your stomach where like there's something not right, like the uncomfortableness.
Yes.
The
Yes.
uncomfortableness. I would like a scene like that where Pennywise is not even like he's just being silly. He's just being silly and messing around with the kids. He hasn't even done anything yet. I think
I think
that's
But
he's
they
gonna
have to try
try
to
and
act
in
like
this
things are
series.
normal.
yeah. But he's
Yeah,
like there, yeah. In the
I think whatever
Yes.
one of the kids is most afraid of him, he's gonna try and kind of be a much more cheesy version of what he did with Georgie, but more slow build up, where he might kind of. I haven't figured out which kid it's gonna be, but one of them he wants to really make them suffer, so he's gonna act super weird around them and make it seem like that they're not even remotely on his list, and
mm,
then he's just gonna go for it. Like if I had to guess, like we talked about it a couple times. I know we think that's pretty certain that we think Lily's probably pretty safe, but that
physically safe.
yeah that doesn't necessarily mean that he couldn't mess with her though. He could really
I think
like
she's
really
gonna
try
be
and
traumatized. I think either she's going back to the asylum, or she's so traumatized, or she leaves Derry and forgets it all happened.
yep. Either way, they could go
She
that
ain't
way.
leaving Derry. She going right back to the insane asylum.
Yeah, going back to Jennifer Hill. Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
especially
Going
since
back to Juniper Hill.
they show it in the intro. I don't see why I don't see why we won't get a actual scene of either past or present of her being in there. Like, I
And
definitely
what's really interesting is nobody talks about this with the intro, and I was about to bring this up. Did you know that intro, I thought that this was just meant to resemble just random events that Pennywise was a part of in history. But I recently found out that the reason that they have that intro the way it is because each of those things you see in the intro, we're going to all see those things happen because they're all of the 3 different seasons. So
Underground just made a
that's
great
all.
point. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. So next Thursday, I think we will take a chance and do our show on a different day, just because it is Thanksgiving week. So I was going to talk to you guys about that. So we have
Let's
2
do
options.
it Friday.
You want to do it Friday? Okay. So you want to
Friday's
do a Black Friday? Okay.
It only makes
Got it.
sense. And we'll do a big Stranger Things episode.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll do
Oh,
our
that's-
watch party together that day. That's a good plan. So, because the
Yeah.
episode, because I think I'm gonna do a watch party, so we can do a big discussion. Because I think I'm gonna do because I heard the episodes drop the day before Thanksgiving, so
They
I'll
do.
probably do a watch party before and then do my reviews and stuff. But then we can have
I
a
like
big
that.
discussion.
That gives
on
everybody
Friday.
a little time to, and at least
Yeah,
it's been
so
like
digest.
2 days
So we
it's
can
been
have
out.
Friday. So let's make the theme of. So let's make episode 40, just like this was our Predator special. Let's make episode 40 our kind of Stranger Things special, because
Right.
I mean I know that
Why-
we're gonna we
Running
and
up
we can
that
have other
hill
topics.
revamp.
Yeah, and we can do other topics and stuff as well. But like obviously, I think that will be fun since that's be the biggest. I mean, there's no way with that being one of the biggest shows. There's no way that we're not going to talk about that because the views on that will go crazy. Like I'm telling you, like if we're even just talking about Stranger Things for 5 minutes, it's going to be crazy. Because when I don't know if I ever told you this story, Luke. When I started my channel, I like just kind of was like, I don't know. And I just like kind of my buddy is like, oh, he was nudging me. We were playing games one night. Like I think this was 4 or 5 years ago. And he's like, hey, you should you should do a watch party for season 4 of Stranger Things. And I'm like, should I? And he nudged me, and then I texted my buddy who was my previous thumbnail guy. And I literally and he whipped one up for me in like 2 minutes. And it was nothing fancy. It was very easy, very simple. And I put out the thumbnail. I didn't even like really do any like promotion for it. I just dropped it, right? And said, hey, we're gonna start this in like 5 minutes, whatever. And then I start the thing, just bam, instant views, instant audiences, just people are just there. That Stranger Things fandom is crazy. I don't know.
We should do a big collab
but
then. I mean, Underground just said
Yeah.
Jake and Chosen are doing a watch party.
Yeah,
just
they're doing
line
a watch
everybody
party
up,
for it.
man.
Yeah, we should line
Like,
them all up. I think it would be great to have a big group of
StreamYard,
everyone.
throw everybody on the same screen, throw a timer up on the
Yeah.
screen, and then
Yeah, we got to get that timer thing
collab
set up.
everybody.
That's definitely. We got to get that timer set up for what day? Sunday comes. Is Sunday when episode 5 of Welcome to Dairy comes out?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if we watch part episode 5, we should do. We should do like see if we can figure out how to get the timer set up for.
Yeah, it's
I
super
think
easy,
episode
man.
5. Yeah, I think we just got to give ourselves a little extra time before the episode drops, so that we're able to get everything set up and acquainted and everything. But yeah, I think we could totally do that. I think that would be great. Yeah, I like that idea. I think episode 40 is a pretty substantial number, and Stranger Things 40 feels very relevant considering how long we've been waiting. for
Exactly.
this
Yeah, no,
season.
it's a good episode to bring up the quality a little bit, you know. So
Yeah.
it'll be good.
No, it's gonna
We're
be
gonna
great.
have to
I think it's gonna be great.
Keep your mind on the podcast this week. We're gonna put extra effort into it for the next episode for sure.
Well, yeah, like I said, from now on, our new schedule is so. Like I said, normally we're gonna do this on Thursday, but next week we'll do it Friday because of the holiday.
Mhm.
And do we have enough room for everyone to be on at once? Yeah, we
Yeah, you
have.
can do like
we don't,
12 people
don't-
or something crazy.
well, on this version of the free tier, we can only do 6, but
Okay.
that should cover all of us because we have me. Yeah, there's 3. So yeah, we have 2 more spots. No, more than 2. Yeah, 2
We
more
have 3.
spots.
3 more spots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 3 more spots. We should be okay. No, that shouldn't be a problem. We should be able to fit everyone.
Jake Chosen and one other person is what you could do.
Yeah.
So
So it'd be Jake
if
Chosen.
Kenneth's going to be here, if not, then you get 2 more.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because, I'm not really a watch party, but I might pop in.
I mean, it's gonna be more. That's gonna be more of our like discussionary stuff. So, if you want to talk about it, it's gonna depend.
And I could hop in after, like, you guys watch the
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
True.
That I could do.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. So that's some. Yeah, we should be able to handle it. But yeah, we're gonna hop on. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say something before we talked about that. Yeah.
Marvel.
We'll speak into it in a second. But yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about that because Jake's not here right now. Jake wants you to upload that to Spotify because he wants to listen to it so bad. He literally keeps like every time we're playing, he literally keeps singing it. It's so funny. Like,
That's
Play
funny,
Marvel
man.
Rivals.
I got a few people that want that published, so I guess I got to do it.
Hey, you gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah, right. I need some new bangers too.
You made some good music.
First Predator.
Yeah.
Something, you know what I mean?
You
Like,
made some good music, man. People want what you want.
yeah, right. Got to give them what they want.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Right.
It's been
Yeah, so we're gonna
Creators
call
of
it here, guys.
Legions.
Creators of Legions, we're gonna be hopping on Marvel Rivals soon. So
Rivals.
if you guys want to join us or want to see our streams, you know where to find us. So yeah, we got Luke. You can check out his channel. It's pretty sick stuff. Of course,
Ding
he'll
of the
be tagged in
Winger.
the stream. Ding of the Winger, and you know where the captain of the multiverse be at. If he's not on Marvel Rivals, he's elsewhere in the multiverse. But you can find him. And then Kenneth Starr pretty soon. I don't know how soon yet, but soon she's gonna be starting her YouTube career.
Oh,
She's just in the building blocks of it.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
I've been pushing on her a little bit. I told her she's got to do it
Yeah, I'll do it.
because I mean, we'll be cool. Because if you do it, it's gonna make this lineup make so much sense.
Right. Because usually it's just you and Dinger plugging, and I'm just
Promoting our stuff. Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I want to make
But it-
some
but it-
stuff for sure, but it's
Oh,
just
that'd be cool.
yeah, it's just a slow cooker, slow
For
burn.
sure. Oh,
Yeah.
start slow
Yeah.
because it's easy to just
The
burn
sing-
yourself out and then do nothing.
The single
believe me.
mouse starts with a simple tip, and the crazy thing is that first video you make, you don't even have to do anything crazy. Just be passionate from the first steps, and then literally you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I made
Yeah.
my first ever video on like an older iPhone, no real thumbnail, and just kind of just me,
Just did it,
just
yeah.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Start small. Yep.
All right, guys.
First-
I think that does it for episode 39.
Yep. Episode 39. See you guys on Marvel
All right, see you on
Rivals.
Friday.
Legion out.
Legion out.
Legion out.